You're watching Nerdosity.
Hey, what's up YouTube? You're watching Nerdosity, and this is a tutorial on how to swing off like Spider-Man in a video using Final Cut Pro. Step 1, you want to get yourself a project and then have a video of you swinging off like Spider-Man. Do your best jump off like Spider-Man, and then make a clean slate where nobody's in the picture and it's just a very still picture. So everything has to be still, so get a tripod. So find your best jump in the video that you have and get to the highest point of your jump. So I basically use the directional arrows to do that. And then use the blade tool to get rid of the rest of it. And then at the highest point, click the timer icon and then scroll down to hold and make that point very long. I zoom in just to make sure I can see everything very clearly. Then you want to use the directional arrows to blade right where the hold begins. Then go to effects, make sure all is picked, and then search for mask. You want to use the draw mask that comes with Final Cut Pro. And then I zoom in really close to my subject. And then I start clicking around the whole subject. Once you click the first dot that you started with, the mask will be complete and the background will go away and become transparent. As you can see here, there's a bit of green that's left in between my legs. Sometimes you can't get that because your subject is completely blocking this green patch with their feet, and you don't want to cut off their feet and make it look unnatural, but I think my feet are far enough apart, so I'm going to redo the mask here. And then you want to drag the clean slate to underneath this new blacked out background video clip. Next, you want to click the transform button and then click the add keyframes button, which is this diamond right here that allows you to animate your subject. So drag your subject across the screen towards where their arm is pointing, and then go a little bit away from the start of the blade point, and then drag your character completely off screen so that they quickly fly off screen once you play the clip back. You can decide where you want your person to exit the screen, how long you want it to take, because if you go farther away from the blade point, it will take longer for the subject to exit the frame. If you go closer, it'll be a much faster exit of the frame. Once you get the speed how you like it, now it's time to spice it up with webs. You can get a free one from footagecrate.com. This is where I got this one, and then drag it on to your project and have the start a little bit before the frame where your subject starts to exit with the animation that we just did, so that the web can start flying before we start leaving, because otherwise it wouldn't make sense. Make sure the start of the web is where your hand is, and then use keyframes again to animate the web alongside of your subject. So you want the web to always be where the hand is. Then trim the clip to match the clip of your subject. You don't need all the extra web. You can add sound now if you want, like I did. I do recommend doing it after everything on your video is done, but you can find a web shooter sound off of Footage Crate as well. Now trim the sound and match it up with the beginning of the web shooting clip. Now it's time to go back to effects and look up directional, because you want the directional blur to be put onto your subject that you animated. Make sure that the angle of the directional blur is facing the opposite way of where your subject will exit the frame. And then use keyframes, which you can click the little triangle button on the actual effect itself, and then make sure that every frame the directional blur is more dramatic so that your subject can be really blurry by the time it exits the frame, so that it can seem like your subject is just going faster. And do the same thing for the webs. After making sure the directional blur, the animation, and the webbing was all correct, I decided to do a little bit of fun for myself by making the beginning of the clip where I jump and don't go anywhere a little snafu using a custom title card. This is definitely optional, but makes it more fun, and here's the finished product. This next part here is extra. I had another clip that I was swinging around as Spider-Man, so I decided to do the same thing that I did before, but this time I'm dealing with a shadow below me because it was like high noon or something like that. So this is where I also do the same exact thing, but with a shadow and make the shadow move as well. So if you see anything that you like, make sure to steal it from this tutorial and have fun watching this sped up version of me doing the exact same thing. That's how you become Spider-Man in a video using Final Cut Pro. Thank you guys so much for watching my tutorial. Make sure you guys come back next week for Wednesday and Friday when I make new videos. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you want to see more, because I need this, guys. I need this. So thank you so much for watching. You've been watching Nerdosity, and I'll see you next time. Bye!